we're living through the formation of and the surfacing of a real Nazi movement.
Yeah.
In terms of, I'm talking about the politicians. I know that in this country we have had the neo-Nazis and the skinheads, and I'm not. That's just hate. This is power. So, what kind of individuals show up for this kind of to push for this kind of country with all this buzzwords, all that, all this stuff, um, that are pursuing it through the halls of political power, um, and pursuing that kind of control and those kinds of positions through the halls of political power, not burning a cross on a farm somewhere or getting in fights, in LA. But this and what what we have, and we have with Stephen Miller an example of like now we can kind of see who the Nazi Party was in real time. I think it's a very particular type of person.
Yeah.
And it's the kid in class that spread glue on his arms and peeled it off and ate it. That's what they are. That's who they are.
What did you say? The unfuckable horde.
The unfuckable horde. And of course, in there, they can't not write even their own little, manifesto without mentioning the elites who have everything and they look down on us, because it's the kid who couldn't get an invitation to sit at the table.
Yeah.
Right. And took that experience and did this with it. There's a lot of, line forms to the left of being bullied in school and, all this kind of stuff, or maybe being neurodiverse or being different. It doesn't mean you end up like this. Yeah. But everyone who ends up like this is coming from there. It's like something, they didn't have the occupational therapy they needed. They didn't have the support from their parents that they needed. They were maybe in a bad environment in terms of the education around them. So the nurturing of what could have been real gifts for them, and also helping them understand that, like those American Idol contestants in the early days of American Idol, in the early years, would show up and think they could sing, or the little girl, and it's like, it's like, that's not your gift, but you do have gifts, and we're going to nurture you towards that. And and love you there to get there. That something happened here with these folks, and they never got that nurturing, or that direction, that support. So there's a sadness there, but they're all grown up and they're looking to fucking kill us all, or take over my womb and try to they're horrible, or like, oh, okay, it's going to be tragic if you're raped, but that doesn't mean we're not going to rape you. We're just going to rape you, force you to have the babies. And that's what your whole point of existence is, women. And then of course you can't vote because you're livestock, and livestock doesn't get to vote. So now we know. We weren't there in 1920s and 1930s Germany as that party was forming. It's like, who are these people really? But, because then once you're in power, you can attract the strong jawed, the guy that might have been a movie star, but he's just kind of a bigot, so he ends up in your camp. You might attract that person, but it doesn't start with those folks.
No.
It doesn't start there.
It does not.
It starts with the big-headed Charlie Kirk with the eyes that are too close together,